Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I've decided to do another quick video for another machine very similar to yesterday's mob counter. It's a kill counter for players. So I'll go through the limitations and everything. It's basically similar to the mob counter. I've just made a few tweaks to make it count for player kills. So, first of all, I had someone reach out to me, loves the emotes, absolutely loves them, so there we go. That's for a Reddit lover, because he loves those emotes. But anyway, we'll crack on. I'll show you it in business. I've got my my Pocket Edition character in today, sporting my Flappy Pig skin. So go and buy my Flappy Pig game, you'll get this skin for free with it, just a basic one. But I'm going to teleport him over here so he doesn't spawn right in front of me. But when I kill him, I go from 9 to 10 kills. Do that again. 10 to 11 kills, there we go. One more time. Now instant respawn is on, it's just so I don't have to pick up my phone and kill him. Respawn, but I will do it just to show you that it will work with instant respawn, off or on. There we go, and then I'll just pick it. There we go, respawn him in. So limitations, just like the mob count, which was this one. It will show if that's. Now if I put instant respawn back on, you'll see what I mean about the how it does too, because it recognises there's two people there. For some reason, see that jumped to 15. That only jumped to 15 because he instant respawn. That wouldn't happen if it wasn't instant respawn. But if two of you were killing one person, then it could potentially do the same. So that is one limitation. Item drops have to be on because this does work with XP, which is one of the additions which I'll show you. In this tutorial I'm not going to run through this part of the machine, which is the removing player offline. So just have a look at my mob kill count. When I upload, I will try and remember to put it in the description. I go through it in there. It's just exactly the same. It's just a few name changes, and the name changes are very similar. Like it's just changing zombie to player. So quick setup. Again, this just like always, I put these in just to show you the command. You don't have to run it in a command block. But set up your scoreboard. So we got kill display. That's for the removing the player offline machine. And you want to have that. You can name these whatever you want, but stick with the tutorial if you're not too sure about changing the names. Then we're going to have a player kill, so this actually is the background count that stays with the player. The way the player offline works, it actually removes the whole scoreboard and re-adds it and then transfers the scores over. That's how it works. And then the tracker, so that's just like the zombie tracker for the mob kill, or the mob tracker for the mob kill count, where we're just tracking the player. And then the orb weight, which is exactly the same as the other machine. So if you watch the other one, you're probably going to know quite a lot of these commands, and you'll notice just a small change, but I will go through them just in case you're watching this video for the first time and haven't seen the other one. But we'll start off with this one. What we are doing is setting a score to all players that have a score of orb weight of 0, and we're setting their player tracker to 0. And then the next one, we're executing out all entities type equals player. So all entities type equals player only works when you're alive. So if I had it at all, that could potentially work whilst you're dead. So not too much of a problem if you have instant respawn on, but can be a problem for machines when you don't. And then what we're doing is setting the score of all of the closest player within a radius of 5 and an RM of 2, and the closest count of 1, player tracker 1. So C is count, but C, if it's a plus number, it would be the closest. If it's a negative number, it would be the furthest. 1 or 2, 3, however number you put in there. So what this does, the reason why I had to put the RM, if you notice the difference between, I had to put the RM in a few of these command blocks, which I didn't in the mob kill count, is I didn't want just self to activate the machine, so otherwise it would constantly, because what these two do is this tells the system that you are close to a player, or within a radius of a player. If you're standing in the same block as them, it will turn off, but if you're just on the outside of that that radius of 1, then it will work. So it stops it from recognizing yourself as you being close to a player. And then this is pretty much similar again, so executing at all entities type equals player, setting a score exactly the same as the other one, but what it's doing is setting a score to 3 on the orb weight. So if you didn't watch the previous video, the way this machine and the way I've made it work is I've got a tracker to track where you're close to either a mob or a player, depending which machine you use, and then another one to count down in 3 seconds when you moved away from that mob or player, just to check if there's an orb there, because that would identify that you've got a kill. Otherwise it would just return back to 0. And then this one is exactly the same as the other one. There's no changes to this one. So this is on repeat. You can have, by the way, all these repeat command blocks can be always active. I've just changed them to redstone activated so I could test all my machines and turn things off. If I leave them on, some things might affect other machines that I build in this world, so you can have it always active. This is on a 20 tick delay. 20 ticks would be 1 second. It's a game tick, not a redstone tick. They're different. And then what we're doing is tagging all players with the score of 0 on orb weight, remove closest. And this one on chain unconditional, executing at all players and tagging the closest player within that distance, within that kind of donut shape, really, if you imagine it, because the bit in the middle won't work, and then outside that radius of 5, and then we're adding closest. So this was a little, if you watched the previous video, it was a little bit extra measure I added in when I was trying to remove the fact that when there's 2 people within that distance, it gives you 2 points. I did try it with 3, it didn't actually give 3, so I'm not sure. I'm still trying to work out what's doing it. It's not the speed of the system. It's not because there's more than one ore, because I've got a thing that stops that. I'm really trying to knuckle down and try and find out what's doing it when there's 2 players there. But I'll get on that, and when I do, I'll post another video. This is a new addition. You need to have at least 1 level, because you need to drop some XP. So this is just all. This doesn't ruin the fact if you want to have people earn XP and spend XP. It just means they get 1 level for free. There's not much you can do with 1 level. So I'll be interested, in fact, to see if it would still work if it was just 1 experience. Let's find out. I'll have to kill him first because he already has 1. So 16. If it still works, then we have. Boom! There you go. You don't even have to give him a full level. I don't know why I didn't think of that. So just give him one XP. That's be nothing. One tiny bit of XP for the cost of having a kill counter, a decent one, without having to replace items. I've seen a lot of people do it with giving someone an item, and you've got to do a lot of things to stop people from farming kills. So, so there you go. And then this whole thing is the main thing that causes the score. So we're executing at all players with a score of player tracker 1, and tagging the closest at the tag closest. Sorry. Then we're tagging the closest orb within the radius of 10. Funny enough, even though you're 5 away, it didn't work. I actually went up by 1 until I got to 10 from 5 when I was inventing the mob kill counter. I'm adding 1 orb. You're then killing. These two are exactly the same as the previous machine. Killing all entities. That is an XP orb, but without the tag of 1 orb, so it should leave 1 immediately. Then this is the long one that causes the actual score change. So we are executing at all entities type equals player, scores equals player tracker 1, and the tag equals closest. We're then executing at the closest entity, type equals orb, R equals 10, and a tag of 1 orb. We're then given a score of 1 on the player kills for the closest player with the player tracker 1 and the tag closest. So I'll leave that there, pause that, write that down, make sure you check that. One thing I do see is I've gone into people's worlds sometimes and helped people out in some of my machines. The brackets are important, so if it's a square bracket, it has to be a square bracket. If it's a squiggle bracket, they are not rounded brackets, they're squiggle ones, just in case. Depends what you're watching this on, you may not see that in full. But make sure, before you comment and say it isn't working, make sure everything is right, as I know there's a lot there. And then last but not least, we are killing that last orb with the tag of 1 orb. So that is the machine. Like I said, I'm not going to go through that one. Have a look at my previous link, previous one, or there's many out there. It's not my machine. I started building it ages ago when I first got into commands from a tutorial. I can't even remember who I watched, most likely Dakin, but I don't even know who invented it, to be honest. Would be nice to know. But as always, please like, comment if there's anything you want to see, as I'm slightly running out of ideas of new things to kind of try and invent for you. I'm not a huge fan of just doing the same machines, because I'd rather invent something new that I've thought of. What I might do, I'm thinking of doing a series of beginners, so going back to basic and looking at individual commands, and doing a series. So if you're interested in that, just comment below. That might come out soon, when I have time. But thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, put the notification bell on, and I'll see you later. Bye, Reddit lover. See you later, guys.